Hey, come through and support the team. Chicago Bouffalants merch in the description section below. We got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies available in all sizes, big and small, in the description section below. Go check them out, support the team, and let's kill it this season. Now this is going to be a video that I'm actually really nervous to record because the entire UCL thing makes me like nervous to record. So with that being said, let's just get into this and let's get this over with. What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the draft analysis of the UCL's newest team, the Chicago Bouffalants. My name is Nick or Sacred Fire Negro, or Sacred, whichever one you want to call me. It's totally fine. You don't have to say everything, but just something works. If you guys want to address me, it's Nick, Sacred Fire Negro, or Sacred if you guys are new. Like I said, this is the newest team to the UCL. We are on season 3 right now, and I am really nervous. The reason why I'm really nervous is because the UCL has already been established as the biggest Pokemon draft league on YouTube right now, and everybody already has like a good ass following. They have their fan bases ready. You got Nappy shit, Nexus's, Pichu's and shit. I'm like, what's going on? Oh my god. I'm like, you know, like, okay, great. But for the last 2 seasons, every single time the UCL comes up, my name always gets brought up. Like, Nick, why aren't you involved in this community effort? Because these guys are all my friends. Like, Nick, why aren't you doing this with your friends? We need a Chicago team. Let's do this. And finally, I am here, and it sucks because I haven't played any competitive Pokemon in the last 2 years since late Oris probably. And or maybe beginning Sun and Moon, I'm not really sure. Maybe like the first like month or so when the meta was just starting to form up or whatever. And then in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, it got way bigger. So here we are now in 2018, and I'm actually really nervous. And I'm nervous because a lot of people have basically put this like humongous amount of pressure on me, and it's crazy because the UCL is a semi-competitive league. You know, it's not like, oh, fuck everybody, you know, I gotta get the best team on the fucking roster. I gotta like kill everybody. I gotta make sure their teams are destroyed and everything like that. It's not that, right? It's not some super technical stuff. It's all about fun here. And unfortunately, depending on some people's list, I still have top 3, if not the best team in the league. Like I said, a lot of people would say I'm like number 1 for some people. I'm number 3 for some people, number 2 for some people. I mean, a lot of people's teams are definitely stacked as well. And it puts this pressure on me because, you know, you have one of the best teams in the league. You got to perform good. And me not having any like experience in the last like maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 1 and a half, is really gonna like put like a crazy dent on me. I gotta scrub off some rust. We gotta get back into this. But with that being said, we're gonna go over our draft, our picks for the Chicago Bouffalants season 3 in the UCL. I'm really excited because, like I said, we do have the top 3 teams in the league entirely. So hopefully, you know, we can like bounce off ideas in the comment section. If you guys want to support the actual team, we got some shirts in the description section below, literally in the description section. It should be like the first like 15 seconds of the video. Go check it out. It's down there if you guys want to cop a shirt. It ends, I think, August 6th, and you can still like pre-order some if you guys want some more, even after when the campaign is done and over with. But it will be included in every UCL match and every UCL video from now on until, I guess, when the season is done and over with. But with that being said, let's get into this because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So one of the best tanks in the game is Celesteela. Fortunately enough, that was my first pick and nobody else picked it. I want you all to know I was the last person in the draft, and I get the wheel pick, and I didn't know what a wheel pick was. Like I said, I'm completely new to this. I don't know what a wheel pick is. So in my eyes, the first time around, I'm like, okay, I'm really mad because now I have the last slot in the entire draft, and of course, I need to get my Mons immediately. I'm trying to get my Mons right away. I don't want nobody to snipe me. I don't want nobody to do anything like that at all. And the entire thing goes down, and everybody's choosing their offensive Mons, and here I am like, okay, I'm gonna go Celesteela, and everybody's like, okay, cool. Celesteela, one of the best tanks in the game that's not in Ubers, amazing HP, crazy bulky and offensive as well. It has over 100 base in almost every stat besides HP, but I think HP has like 96 and or 97, so it's still like right there, so it's not that bad, and a speed of 61, so all I gotta do is set up maybe like one autotomize and I'll be fine. But at the same time, Celesteela never really needs to be fast anyway, because it gets the job done with the sets that come with it in draft format. It can be ran physical, special, and or mixed. It get access to Earthquake, Air Slash, Least Seed, Heavy Slam, like I said, Autotomize, Flash Cannon, and honestly, it's just bulky as hell. A lot of Mons cannot take this thing down, and I can actually stall out a lot of Mons as well, making him one of the best, one of the best, if not, top 5 in League format, honestly, and he just has a lot of coverage all around. I feel like he was the best pick for me, honestly. I can put recovery items like leftovers on it. I can maybe sub toxic stall people. You know, I can pretty much basically beat almost every bulky Pokemon that comes out on the field, so I feel really confident with choosing Celesteela. I think Nexus has Celesteela in another league, and I'm pretty sure that's why he got mad when I sniped it, because Celesteela is, like I said, a really, really crazy bulky mon. It's really hard to destroy, honestly, unless you do have an electric type Pokemon that can just destroy this thing, but that's rarely ever the case in league format, you know? Our next pick is going to be Latios and or Mega Latios. And this one's kind of crazy because originally I wanted Latias and Mega Latias, and I really wanted to have that, like, you know, that Pokemon on my team, but unfortunately Shady was able to snipe it from me as I was going to pick it on my second, or I think it was like my I think it was gonna be like my I think it's like maybe, I don't know, I didn't choose it right away. I don't know why I didn't choose it right away, but I think Shady was before me or after me or whatever. And I just was able to, I think, how did this work? I'm not really sure, but Shady was able to snag Latias over Latios for me. And I was just like, fuck, because now I don't have my Latias, but the good replacement is Latios. And I want you to know, this made Nexus big mad at me because apparently Mega Latios is one of, if not the best mon in league format because it's so versatile. It hits harder than Latias. You can do a lot of setup with Latias as well. Honestly, you don't even need to be Mega with this Pokemon, honestly. Since Soldew is out, I can actually rock out with Soldew and not just go Mega Latios all the time, so that's really good. Psychic and Dragon Stab can definitely be a priority. I can also run specs on it. You know, I can make it a physical. I can do whatever I want with this mon. And honestly, we can honestly set up like anything that we want. I mean, we get, what do we get? We get dual screens. We get Tailwind. We can take away hazards with Defog. Honestly, it's really good, especially like, say for instance, later on in the game, you know, say for instance, it's just Mega Latios and I'm running a physical Latios. I could just say fuck it and just go for a sweep and just try to set up and just kill somebody, and or I can just go for the automatic Draco and just like Dragon Claw and just try to go ham as possible. Not only can I run Choice Specs and Soldew or Mega, I can also run Expert Belt, and he's just a really all around a fire ass mon, really heavy hitting. I feel like this mon is really good, just in general. I want you to know, I really had to argue, with, I guess, my front office. I have a front office because, like I said, I don't know what mons are good and what mons are not. And they were basically telling me, like, you need to get Mega Latias and Latios. And I honestly wanted a whole different Mega Pokemon, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get it, because I just figured, hey, if, you know, we're getting Celesteela and a Latios, then that's pretty much the Fairy Steel Dragon core that's going on here. Let's hurry up and let's get one of the better dragon types in the entire like tier of OU. And last but not least, in our OU bracket is going to be Manaphy. And man, do I have a story for you. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay. So, Twit took Tapu Fini. Originally, it was going to go Tapu Fini, Manaphy, and Azumarill. And Tapu Fini is a really, really good Pokemon, really fat as well. Celesteela and Tapu Fini on the team would be really, really good. You know, it definitely fills up that Fairy Steel Dragon core that I really was trying to like make. But unfortunately, Twit was able to take Tapu Fini, and I was stuck in between Manaphy and or Azumarill. And Azumarill is a really good Pokemon, but I figured I'd go for Manaphy only because of utility. Because, you know, he can set up like dual screens. He can get rid of status ailments with Heal Bell. He also has hydration. So if I ever need to set up rain, and let's say for instance I get like thunder waved or poisoned or burned, it's just gonna go away right then and there. So that's really, really good as well. And it's a great offensive mon because it gets access to both Tail Glow and Calm Mind. And it also gets U-Turn. Like I feel like I'm gonna like try to go for stage control as much as possible, and U-Turn is definitely a really, really interesting move, especially with the team that I do have, because it's not the only Pokemon on the team with U-Turn on it. Or the ability to get U-Turn. I mean, the same damn thing. You get what I'm trying to say. And now we're down to the UU draft, and the UU draft is definitely an interesting set of mons as well. Only because of the reasoning behind it, honestly. Because with Fairy being so prevalent in the meta right now, especially with everybody having Tapus, you know, Twit has Tapu Fini, Mo has Mew, even though he's not a fairy, he has a psychic type mon, but he does have Munium Z on him. Nexus has Tapu Koko, and since we don't have nobody wants to draft Tapu Bulu or Tapu Lele, since Tapu Lele is banned, you know, fairy types are still here. And I guess just there, honestly. And I'm really wanted a good poison type. And I figure with the dark typing being a thing, it's 2 birds, 1 stone, having Slow Muck just be there is really good. You can run him in a multitude of ways. He's like a slow, bulky, like hard hitter type of thing. It's really, really cool. I mean, it has base 105 HP and attack, 100 special defense, and I think 75 base defense, I think. So we're like really, really good. He's really, really good, honestly. The dual typing, honestly, like I said, with it being poison and dark, it actually does a good amount of work to a lot of Pokemons on a lot of people's teams that are in the UCL right now. I mean, it's a great check to a lot of Pokemons. I mean, honestly, you can poison them. You can do whatever you want with them. We get Clear Smog just in case people want to set up. I mean, you got me fucked up. If you think I'm about to set up, honestly, Clear Smog, you know, we can hit against Ghost and Fairy type switch-ins. But we do have a weakness. And it is ground typing. But if we run it bulky, we can definitely work around that as well. I'm trying to think all psychic moves we don't have to worry about. So since our first like battle is against Mo, for instance, let's say he has like his Mew or whatever, and he tries to catch somebody out on a switch, but I send in my Muck, and I can just go in freely and not worry about anything at all. And let's say, for instance, he does his Z move, he can't do nothing to me. So a lot of psychic mons are definitely getting fucked with this thing being switched into. So I'm really, really happy. It also gets Poison Touch and Gluttony. Poison Touch is probably the one ability that I'm probably going to be using a lot, because I know how the only good poison type moves that it gets is probably going to be, like, say for instance, if I run a physical one, Gunk Shot and Poison Jab, you know, it doesn't stack. You can't stack up abilities with the move sets. So obviously, as long as I can double the chance of either or hitting, and I can still poison whatever mon gets sent in and or is in front of me, I'm totally fine with anything that goes down with that. I'm just happy to have this mon on the team, because now I can dwindle and get as much HP or chip damage off of opponent as possible. And honestly, I'm really, really happy we went with that decision, honestly, because I was really hesitant, because I want you to know, I'll say this for later, because there's another mon on the list that I could have gotten that was as a backup, but I needed to get like something else right away. But I'll get into it later when we get to him instead. So let's move on. The next mon is going to be Arcanine, and honestly, I'm mad because Twit also took Infernape, which was my first pick or one of my second or third pick for UU. I thought nobody was going to get this mon. I thought everybody was going to go for all bulk with this one, but I figured obviously one of the better teams in the UCL was going to pick this mon up, so I'm not really mad, but I do have a replacement for it as well. But honestly, I wanted Infernape because you can run him like a multitude of ways. He could either be like a setup mon in the beginning. He'd be like a lead mon. He can be an offensive mon, physically and special. He's just a really good mon all around. So I figured since, obviously, since Infernape is gone, we can go for Arcanine. Arcanine is a really good replacement for Infernape. He's just really good. He can do anything. Honestly, he can be a special, hard-hitting mon. He can be physical as well. He can be mixed if you wanted to. He can be bulky. He can be frail. He's the all-around better mon. He gets like E-Speed, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, he has 3 abilities that I need for just honestly in general. Intimidate, in case I want to run a bulky set and I need to just just lower somebody's attack down. We have Flash Fire, so in case somebody wants to like send in something on Rose Ray, I can just go ham and just be like, no nigga, here you go, and then attack them in a good way as well. We also have, which one is the other one? We also have Justified. So in case a dark type attack is coming in, which honestly would probably be knockoff, if anything, I can switch in, and even if it is going to have leftovers, I still get that boost, and I should be able to just come in and take something out at least, because Arcanine is strong as shit. So I am really happy. He also gets recovery as well with Morning Sun, and I can get some status elements off because he does get access to Will-O-Wisp as well. Honestly, in just an all-around way, when you see this thing on the field, he's going to be really, really good. Really, really all-around great pick. I'm really happy that I was able to snag that up because I was able to actually snipe PK, who wanted Arcanine as well, because, I mean, look, it was 3 mons. It was either Infernape, it was Arcanine, and it was Darmanitan. Those are the only 3 mons that I was like looking at, and I was like, I really want these mons, especially Infernape and Darmanitan, for what this next choice does, and it's Mienshao. And Mienshao is really good, just honestly all around. We get Inner Focus, we get Regenerator, we get Reckless, and I mean, and it just kind of just hits hard. I mean, honestly, Regenerator is probably the only the only ability that I'm probably going to be running most of the time because of what he does. Honestly, when you turn out, does chip damage, comes back in, he does whatever he needs to do. He gets 125 attack and 105 speed. So, honestly, a large amount of mons on a lot of my opponents' teams are going to be outsped, so having him out, honestly, is just going to be really good. The only drawback is probably his move pool, because if you see Mienshao, you know what he's going to do. He's either going to knock off, he's either going to poison jab, he's either going to U-turn, he's either going to high jump kick, he's going to do these predictable moves, but all that comes down to whether or not he fits on the team and whether or not the opponent is prepared for Mienshao. So hopefully, we get lucky putting him on the team when we do use him. And honestly, I'm excited to use him as well because Regenerator is a really, really good move, especially if I'm going to, like I said in the beginning, I said I want really stage control as well. So hopefully U-turn, just having that priority switching in or whatever is going to be useful as well. And just him being fast, it can outspeed a lot of things. So say, for instance, like a slow ass mod could just go ahead, U-turn out, and if my opponent's going for a move that's super effective against Mienshao, let's say, for instance, like a psychic or whatever, I can switch into my Alolan Muck, get that free, whatever I want to do, whether it's, poison, I can either go for poison jab, I can do whatever I want with, like, let's say Shadow Sneak, something like that, and just be able to just do whatever I can, have that priority, and be ahead of my opponent as well. So I'm really, really excited for that. Honestly, I really, really am. Honestly, Mienshao is dope. I've never really used Mienshao. Honestly, even when I was playing competitive, low tiers. So I'm really, really excited for this as well. But next, we are out to our RU picks, and I'm really, really happy because our RU picks were, I feel like our RU and our OU picks were what definitely let us be like top 3 in the league because we got some really, really dope stuff. Now the thing about this is there is a mod in here that I wanted to get before we got to UU because it was split up and how the days went. I was really, really scared that certain mons were going to get picked, especially with how everybody was choosing their teams as well. It was weird. I was like, okay, look, I got to make this shit work. So Roserade is going to be our grass type, our grass poison type. Obviously it's bulky. It's a bulky ass mon. It hits hard on the special side. I mean, if I really wanted to do, physical, I can Swords Dance, but nobody's really gonna run no fucking, physical Roserade. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just run special all the time. It's a great hazard mon. It gets, spikes and toxic spikes as well. It gets natural cure as well. And honestly, I mean, real talk, let's say for instance, like any of my other opponents have, toxic spikes. I could just come in with this, it can absorb it, and we could be good. I mean, honestly, whether or not, I mean, it could just do whatever. Like, say, for instance, I can get burned, I can get paralyzed, and it won't hinder me any well besides me being slow and or my attack being, like, lowered. But at the same time, it's like, Roserade's already slow as hell, and I'm probably gonna be running special anyway, so I wouldn't, you know, like, it's free now, you know, I can do whatever I want with this mon, so it's Gucci. The next one on the RU pick is Gligar, and I know a lot of people were talking about Gligar being, like, really ass, but you have to understand my train of thought when it comes to Gligar, because in a draft where everybody was choosing offensive mons, I honestly was really thinking that Gliscor, Donphan, Milotic, Florigis, a lot of UU tanks are going to be picked up as well. And I feel like Gliscor is one of those really good mons that are tanky, really annoying as fuck. And I figured, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, if we get to UU and I'm not going to be able to get Gliscor because you never know because it's randomized. If I'm not going to be able to get Gliscor, then I'm pretty much fucked out of a tank, and I'm pretty sure Mo went after me, or I think he went before me or after me as well, but I don't know. But Mo got most of the tanks out of, I think it was RU anyway. So I was thinking of like maybe Nappy or Nexus was probably gonna take some mons out of this tier as well. And I was like, I really don't want nobody to take anything. So I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. So instead of going for Gliscor, I went with Gligar, who isn't bad either. You know, I feel like when it comes to, obviously you would go for Gliscor over Gligar, but I feel like Gligar can definitely get the job done. It gets Stealth Rocks. We can run Eviolite on it. You know, it is a wall as well. Most physical offensive attacks, at +1. We can probably like survive as well, especially with the Eviolite. And it also has defog. So if I ever wanted to, I guess defog some stuff away, set up my own rocks, and then let this thing die, I can be Gucci. As long as, his defogger and a rapid spinner, whoever team they were fighting against is dead, then I have nothing to worry about. Gligar is honestly, he's just a, what if somebody chose Gliscor? But I'm really happy that I did get him because that's another tank on our team, as well. Would I be using him? Probably rarely, but I'm really happy that we were able to get him. Honestly, I'm really happy that we were able to get this mon. I was really scared that somebody was either going to go for Crobat and or Gliscor. And I think Nappy did choose Crobat as well. So one of my predictions were correct. I really probably should have waited for Gliscor, but I feel like, you know, my UU Pokemon probably wouldn't have been the same, if I went with Gliscor as well. But I mean, hey, we're here. And last but not least, in the RU tier, we have Meloetta, who is an amazing Pokemon, another dual attacker, so it can be either physical or special, but I'm more than likely going to be special, more than likely because of its crazy move pool. You can run it on a Trick Room team. It's a Serene Grace Pokemon. It can be a special attacker and a regular attacker, physical or whatever. It also has another form, and which makes the whole running a physical attacker way better, because it basically swaps its 128 special attack to 128 attack, and I think the speed gets carried over too, or the speed is the exact same. I think the speed is 128 as well. I think. I'm not sure. I should probably go check this out while I'm here right now, yeah? I should probably go check this out right now. So Meloetta, unless the 128 is in his other form, then I might just be fucked. But at the same time, it's like, he's still fast as hell, either way. I really do like her, just entirely. I feel like, honestly, Hyper Voice is gonna be really, like, the most used one. If not, I guess, the Psychic type moves, cause it does get that stab. I mean, I just feel like all around utility, it does the job. It hits hard. And honestly, I'm just happy that we were able to get him. I actually was, like, against the Meloetta, but I guess, shout out to the front office over there in the sub Discord. They definitely let me know that Meloetta was a really good choice as well. I think that's pretty much it, honestly. There's not much you can say about Meloetta. It's kind of standard. A lot of people will probably be predicting what the moves it's going to have, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it hits hard. It doesn't really matter if you can predict it. It's going to hit hard. Something's going to take damage. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We got Meloetta, and that's cool. And we're on to the very last tier, which is the NU tier. And the NU tier is definitely a weird tier, because you're basically choosing mons out of the best out of the worst. And I feel like my NU team honestly was okay for the team that we do have, honestly, because okay, all right. Let me talk about this. We have Comfey, who is a really good special defensive fairy type Pokemon. It's a utility wall, honestly. I mean, it gets access to Defog, Tailwind, Trick Room, Aromatherapy, Heal Bell, Taunt, Synthesis, Pain Split, and with Triage, its ability, it gets access to priority healing. So if I ever wanted to, I guess, do something like Heal Bell or Aromatherapy, I will get that priority to make sure that I always go first. So speed is never an issue when it comes to this mon. Honestly, I would have this mon on the team in case I'm going against somebody with like heavy hazards and or like status ailments. Honestly, like it gets the job done, honestly. Or maybe I want like Comfey to come in and Tailwind to get, you know, Meloetta to sweep or something like that. Or say, for instance, like just all of my slower mons can just be made faster, which means I can hit harder. So that means I can do whatever I want. Comfey just all around is really, really good for its utility. I mean, it's low tier, but I mean, hey, it gets the job what I needed to do done, honestly. And the next one is going to be Miss Magius, who is honestly a really, really great Pokemon out of NU. I mean, it gets, if somebody was to rapid spin, I could switch into Miss Magius, and it's also fast as well. It's a Trick Room Pokemon and a Perish Song Trapper. So for instance, say for instance, I'm going against somebody that has a setup mon, and I outspeed that setup mon. Let's say for instance, I Perish Song, and that setup mon goes for some crazy thing. It forces the switch out. It goes for the switch out. I can also Destiny Bond as well, if I ever wanted to do that. So big threats can get like, big threats, if I ever wanted to like scarf this thing, let's say for instance, like, there's like a +3 Mega Charizard or some shit. I could just, I'm about to go ahead and scarf this thing and just be like, hey, Destiny Bond. Oh, you about to go for the Flare Blitz? Hey, let me take me with you, King. And honestly, I'm really happy that we got this mon. It can also set up nasty plots. And honestly, dude, like, this thing is just really good. I really do like, Miss Magius. It can stop a lot of momentum on the team, as well as, give away, or I guess, make sure that my hazards are on the field, especially like, say for instance, Dawn Fan or Cryogonal rapid spins. I can just send in like my Miss Magius. Miss Magius is like, oh hey, no nigga. And I also get access to all these crazy suicide moves. These suicide moves can do whatever they need to do, and I can also set up as well. So hey, it's a great mon. And I feel like the last mon is gonna make a lot of sense, especially with the team that we're going for here. We have the last mon on our draft, the UCL Chicago Bouffalants, is Ambipom. Now I know I chose Ambipom, and a lot of people were like, why did I choose Ambipom? But I feel like with what I'm doing with this team, I really wanted to get another fake out Pokemon, another fast U-turner, another hard-hitting Pokemon that has access to pretty much all the elemental punches. It's a normal type Pokemon, so my Normalium Z can come into play. It gets knockoff, it gets foul play. I mean, if we wanted to taunt somebody so they can't set up, we can do that. It also has Technician. It has what does it do? What else does it do? I think that's pretty much what I was going to say. It has Technician, plus that with the fake out boost as well. Honestly, it's going to be great. And it has a lot of special moves that I'm probably not going to be using, but just for the sake of utility and what I can do, I would probably just have it just for the sake of utility. I think that's what I'm going for in this entire draft, is for the sake of coverage and utility. I just feel like, obviously, when it comes to Gligar, a lot of people would much rather prefer Gliscor, but I feel like, with the team that we do have now, we pretty much got like a solid base for the first time in the UCL. You know, obviously, with this being like everybody's like top 3 and or number 1 pick for UCL, honestly, I feel like it's a solid team overall. Especially for a team that like I literally was just like sitting here. I was really arguing with my front office. Shout out to the front office as well, for picking these mons for the board, or helping assist in some mons, because I'm pretty sure, I honestly was gonna go for, Zoomer on the Manaphy as well. Manaphy, I don't know, Manaphy is just a really good mon. I was gonna choose it over a Zoomer, just cause it has better stuff to it, personally. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. Hopefully we can at least go positive, since this is my first draft format Pokemon Wi-Fi battle experience. Hopefully we can go positive and still be able to come on top with the top 3 team in the league. And, you know, hopefully you guys are ready and hyped for the season as well. I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Definitely be sure to hit thumbs up for the boy if you guys want to go support your Chicago Bouffalants. Definitely be sure to go check out in the description section below the shirts, the merch, the actual shirts and the sweatshirts and the hoodies are going for like really low. I know Teespring likes to be expensive, but I decided to like make everything low for everybody to be able to cop as well. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I think I already have a team for my first week as well. I'm just really excited, dog. I'm really excited. So with that being said, I'm just gonna be for the boy. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.
Light the leaf, we glowing tree, and you can call it therapy. Take a sip, or 2 or 3. I close my eyes, I feel at peace. Break down the weed, pass the Dutch, we put it on it. The fuck is up?